Hi, everybody, and welcome to Room 9, the region's largest classroom. My name is Mrs. Brewer, and I am a third grade teacher at Gordon Bush Elementary School in the East St. Louis School District. And as you can see, boys and girls, I have been forced inside, so no more deck and sunny skies for us. So welcome to my mathematic cave here, if you will, boys and girls. So boys and girls, before we get started, I would just like to do a check-in with you, boys and girls. How are you feeling? Okay. What kind of day have you been having, boys and girls? Give me a thumbs up if we've been having a great day. Give me a thumbs down if your day wasn't quite how you had hoped. And give me a thumbs in the middle, boys and girls, if your day's kind of going so-so. Boys and girls, this is where Mrs. Brewer is today. But I am hoping that I can turn it from here to here, being with you boys and girls. And you know what makes me feel better, boys and girls, when I'm not having a great day, or I'm having a thumbs to the side kind of day? Why, of course, it's doing math. Has anybody else done math just to feel better? I do math all the time when I am upset, and not just any math. My favorite math is fractions and multiplication, boys and girls. I love working with fractions and multiplication. So sometimes, boys and girls, we have people come into our lives, and sometimes they tell us we're not the best at what we're doing. And sometimes that makes us feel like this, right? Or sometimes like this. But boys and girls, we have to remember to stay positive and look at the good things that we have, okay? And sometimes it's important just to stay true to who you are, boys and girls. Be proud of who you are and be happy to be you, boys and girls. And if that doesn't work, there's always math, okay? There's always math going to be there for us. And so to help Miss Brewer turn from here to here, boys and girls, why don't we try some, what would make me feel good right about now? Why don't we try skip counting, boys and girls? How about we skip count? Would that make you feel better? For those of you that are having kind of a day? Okay, let's try it. Let's see if we can count to 24 by twos. Do you think we can skip count by twos to 24? Let's see, boys and girls. You ready? Let's start. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22. Whew. I'm starting to feel a little bit like my old self. How about you, boys and girls? Okay, let's try another one, boys and girls. Let's try counting to 60 by fives. Do you think we can do that? Count to 60 by fives? Let's try it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay, starting to feel a little bit better, boys and girls. Starting to put what everybody else has said to me to the side and starting to focus just on the math and you, boys and girls. That's what's most important to Miss Brewer. Okay? All right. Let's try one more, boys and girls. Do you think we can count to 120 by twos? Just joking. We're not going to count by twos. Do you think we can count to 120 by 10? You think we can skip count by 10 to 120? Let's try it, boys and girls. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Where do we go from 100? Counting by 10. Boys and girls, what's 100 plus 10? That is a super duper effort, boys and girls. Super duper, okay? That effort is exactly what I want to see. Just try, boys and girls, super duper, okay? 100 plus 10 is 110, okay? Plus, you got to count by 10 more. 110 plus 10 is, you're exactly right, boys and girls, 120. Phenomenal effort. I didn't mean that's good, boys and girls. That was phenomenal effort. Phenomenal effort there, boys and girls. Good effort for trying, okay? So some of you might have just been thinking it and not saying it, but let's just try, boys and girls. Let's just look for that effort. Just try. The only way you're ever going to get better at anything, boys and girls, is just to try, okay? And that's exactly what Miss Brewer is doing too. We are trying together. So, boys and girls, today we are going to work with, what have we been working with? Do you remember? For those of you that answered, that was a rootin' tootin' good effort, boys and girls, just rootin' tootin', okay? Good effort for those of you that tried to answer. And for those of you that actually got this, today we're talking about one of my favorite things, multiplication. Everybody say multiplication. You're exactly right, boys and girls. Multiplication. So, I know Miss Brewer loves it, but what really is it, boys and girls? Do you know? I like the smart cookies that are definitely giving me that effort out there, okay? You become smart cookies by giving me that effort, boys and girls. Multiplication talks about equal groups, okay? We just talked about something else that was equal. Do you remember what else we talked about that was equal? You're right. Fractions, we said, were equal pieces of a whole, right? Okay. So when we talk about multiplication, we're not really talking about pieces of a whole, but instead, boys and girls, we are talking about equal groups, okay? So for us to even think about using multiplication, we have to think about equal groups, okay? And boys and girls, Miss Brewer forgot her paper today, so we're going to put everything on the board. But next time when we get together, we're going to try to put this all together in one place and kind of build off of it, boys and girls, so we can remember what we've been talking about. And if we forget, we're going to be able to look back and see, okay? So for multiplication, we need to have equal groups. And what do I mean by equal groups? Well, boys and girls, I am so happy that you asked me that. Oh, wait, you didn't ask me that? Who asked me that? Oh, I asked me that. Okay. But that was a good question I had, right? Great. Amazing effort, Miss Brewer. Amazing effort. Okay. So here's what I mean by equal groups, boys and girls. Let me see what I have down here. Ready? Oh, I can't lift it. I can't lift it. All right. So can everybody see this right here? I think I put it right here. You guys will be able to see it just fine. Okay. So what I have here is I have two circles. Okay, boys and girls. And I don't know if you can see the circles as well back here, but why don't I hold it right here so you can see? I have two circles. Do you agree with that? Do you agree I have two circles? Give me a thumbs up. If you don't think I have two circles, give me a thumbs down. That is phenomenal effort again, boys and girls. Phenomenal effort for those of you that answered. Phenomenal. Okay? So that is right. I have two circles. What do you notice about both of these circles, boys and girls? If you said that both of these circles have dots, right? Do they have just any amount of dots? No, they don't, do they? They both have 6 dots. Do you agree with that? Give me a thumbs up if you got 6. Give me a thumbs down if you did not get 6. There are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the first circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the second. So I have 2 circles, but I can also think of this as 2 groups, right? I have 2 groups here, boys and girls. So I'm going to put my 2 groups right here, and you're going to know that there are 2 circles. You can kind of see them. They're not showing up very well with this green, okay? So I have 2 groups of how many? You're exactly right, 6. So to use a multiplication equation, and remember, an equation is just your problem. Okay, what are we going to solve here? Okay, so to write a multiplication equation to help us solve how many dots I have in all, boys and girls, I'm going to count up first. How many groups do I have? You're right, I have 1 group, 2 groups, okay? So I'm going to write my groups here. We said I have 2 groups, all right, of how many? Okay, anytime we say of, we can write a multiplication symbol there, boys and girls, okay? Trying to get better lighting here, and I think it's reflected off my board now, okay? Hopefully that won't be an issue. Okay, so let me see about moving this real quick, boys and girls, all right? I want you to be able to see me, but without the, can you see me now? Without the reflection right there. Okay, that didn't help any either. All right, boys and girls, here we go. Right, here we go. All right, so we have 2 groups of, how many do we have in each group, boys and girls? Brewer's not having a good day, boys and girls, all right? I'm trying my absolute best, and that's all I can ask of you, boys and girls, is to try your absolute best, even though sometimes it may make you feel like you just want to cry, but that's okay, boys and girls. We are trying. Okay, 2 groups of, and the next number I'm going to add to my equation is how many in each group. Okay, and how many, boys and girls, do I have in each group here? You're right, boys and girls, I have 6. Okay, I have 6. So my equation looks like this, boys and girls. 2 groups of 6. Okay, so now how do I solve this? My multiplication, I know I need equal groups. I have how many groups? We had 1, 2, of. Anytime we say of, remember we can write that multiplication symbol here, that X that represents multiplication. Of how many were in each group, how many dots were in each circle? You're right, that was 6, okay? So now, boys and girls, how can I solve this equation? Now, how can I solve it? I know how to write it. I wrote it, okay? How can I solve it? You're right. Those of you that had said, I think way back there, I heard somebody say, well, if I'm multiplying by 2, I know I can skip count by 2, right? And so how many times do I need to skip count by 2? You're right, 6 times. Okay, boys and girls, I heard somebody back there say that, okay? Somebody shouted out 6. So I'm going to put up 6 fingers, and I'm going to skip count by 2. You ready? Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. So 2 times 6 equals what? You're right, 12. That was one way we could solve it, right, boys and girls? But what was another way that we said we could solve these problems, boys and girls? Do you remember? Or how can we solve our 2's? You're right. We could use repeated addition, right? Okay. So for repeated addition, boys and girls, I had told you to look at the greater number. If you think 2 is the greatest number, put 2 hands on your head. If you think 6 is the greater number, I want you to squat 6 times. Ready? 1, 2, like that, boys and girls, to 6. Which is the greater number, the bigger number? Is it 2 or is it 6? You're either going to put both hands, 2 hands on your head, or squat 6 times. I see some of you guys out there squatting. So when I look at 2 and 6, I know if I have 2 of something, which would be these dots right here, okay, or if I have 6, I can see that 6 is greater. I have more with 6, right? Okay. So 6 is my greater number, and I'm going to add 6 the smaller number of times. So this number here is what? 2. So I need 6 plus 6. Okay. So 6 plus 6 also equals what? 12. And 6 plus 6, that looks like the same number added together, doesn't it? Huh. So anytime I'm working with my 2's, I also know that my 2's can be my doubles. Okay, boys and girls? So we took an equal group of dots, and we were able to write a multiplication equation and solve it based on the dots. How many groups do we have? 1, 2 times. How many were in each group? 6, right? So I had 2 times 6 equals 12, okay? I can skip count, or I can use repeated addition to help solve this, okay? So boys and girls, I'm getting kind of hungry. How about you? You're getting hungry too? Okay. So I happen to have a snack for us, boys and girls. So now I have strawberries, and I have put them into groups. What do you notice about my groups, boys and girls? You're right. They are equal. So once again, boys and girls, I have equal groups. You are exactly right, boys and girls. I think if I put my strawberries up here, you guys can see them over me, okay? So now, I'll move it back down so you can see it here. All right, so now we got our strawberries, boys and girls. I'm gonna put them right here. So I'm going to erase the problem we just did. All right. So now I'm going to think, how many groups do I have? Because I do groups first, boys and girls, when I'm writing these equations. Does it matter when we write multiplication equations? We'll have to see if that matters here in just a second again, okay? So how many groups did I have, boys and girls? 4. Excellent effort to those of you that answered correctly. Those of you that tried, excellent effort. Okay, 4. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. So I have 4 groups. That would be the first number in my equation. And how many do I have in each group, boys and girls? Go ahead and floss that many times for me. I have some of you out there that are flossing 2 times. So in each group, I have 1, 2. So I have 4 groups of how many? 2. So my multiplication equation would be 4 groups of 2, or 4 times 2. Now, boys and girls, how would you like to solve this one? You're right. I can't skip count. I heard somebody out there shout, skip count. I would skip count when I got to my 2's also. You're right. So let's go ahead. How many times do I need to count by 2? What am I multiplying 2 by? 4. So everybody put up 4 fingers. We're going to skip count by 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 times 4, or 4 times 2 is 8, boys and girls. And to see if we're right, I could just count up how many strawberries do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Sometimes the numbers aren't this friendly, and it's a lot of counting. So that's why we need to know these multiplication facts. And some things we have, we might not be able to count. Okay? We might be trying to figure out how many of something to buy. And we know if it came in packs. So boys and girls, I have 18 students in my class, okay? And I am trying to find out if I have enough muffins for them for a snack, boys and girls, okay? So I am at the store, and all they had left, boys and girls, were 4 packs of muffins. Do you see that? 4 packs, boys and girls, is all they had left, okay? So now, boys and girls, I need to try to figure out if I have enough muffins, okay? So to figure out how many muffins come in 4 packs, first thing I need to figure out is what again, boys and girls? How many what? You're right. How many groups? I heard somebody out there yelling, and that was terrific effort. Thank you for that terrific effort. Okay. So I had 4 groups or 4 packs of muffins, right? Okay. I had 4 packs or groups of, boys and girls, how many muffins are in each? Probably can't see, this one is easy. So let's count. How many muffins are in each? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you look, they are equal. So now I have 4 groups of 5. And now I need to find out how many muffins do I have. Okay, if I have 4 groups of 5, okay, can't catch a break this week, boys and girls. All right, so that being said, Trying to get this glare off, so that's not an issue either. Okay, 4 groups of 5 boys and girls. Sorry about that. I'm really trying, boys and girls. So I appreciate the effort you're giving me. All right, so 4 groups of 5. What can I do to solve this? Well, my bigger number is 5. I can add 5 the smaller number of times, 4 times. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Okay, or I can just do what? Somebody said skip count. You are right. When we have a friendly number like 5, let's skip count it out, okay? So how many times do I need to count by 5? How many packs of muffins do I have, boys and girls? 4. In each pack, there are 5 muffins. So let's skip count. 5, 10, 15, 20. All right, boys and girls. So I had 4 times 5 equals 20, or 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 plus 5 equals 20. Okay? So boys and girls, please note that multiplication is one of my favorite things to do. Okay? And we can write a multiplication equation to solve how many in all if our groups are equal. Okay, so keep that in mind, boys and girls. So if I had 18 students and I picked up 20 muffins, did I have enough? Give me a thumbs up if you say yes, and thumbs down if you say no. Thumbs up because 20 is bigger than 18. I have enough. So boys and girls, that's one way I just use math in the real world, right? To buy muffins for my class. So boys and girls, anytime we have equal groups, an equal number in a group, we can just multiply the number of groups times how many in each group. It really is, boys and girls, that simple. It was an awesome day working with equal groups with you, boys and girls. So tomorrow, I want you to come back, keep thinking about them equal groups, because there's more multiplication coming your way. Have a good night, boys and girls.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.